Shoot. Okay. So I'm recording it now, so don't say any bad words. So there's going to be a description of what we're going to do, right? And I'll give you a little bit of a blurb for it. And then under lecture, and some places I have it in this folder and some places I don't, but that's just a formatting thing. So when you go to the chapter 1, what you're going to see, and for every chapter you should see this pattern. Okay, so once we get started, you're going to see this pattern every week and for every chapter. So I give you learning objectives, right? And the learning objectives, when you open those up, those are basically a study guide, and it takes all of the things that are in the chapters, and we kind of pick out what we think is important and what in general everybody in the country that's teaching micro focuses on. Like, everybody needs to know these things. So this is a study guide. I don't collect these. These are for you so that you can, when you read, this is what you focus on. I always suggest to students when they're studying to write out the answers to this to study. These are, when I go to make a test, I go back and I look at these learning objectives and I say, okay, do I have a question on this? Do I have a question on this? Oh, wait a minute, this question doesn't relate to anything that we talked about. I shouldn't have it on there. So I use those as kind of like a blueprint to make a test, okay? Then under there, there's going to be PowerPoint notes. And the PowerPoint notes, when I lecture face-to-face, I don't have a lot of words on here, but so these actually have more written out than they usually do. But the PowerPoint notes go with the videos. So the videos are lectures. So I take those notes and I write on my iPad and I do like a virtual lecture for you. Some students, what they do is they'll print out these notes and then they'll watch the videos at the same time, just like they were watching me, and take notes. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Well, what part? Okay, so pretend like you were coming to lecture. So if you're coming to lecture, you might take notes for yourself, right, on a piece of paper. Or if you have a printer, you might print out the notes that I give you before you come to class, and then you can just fill them in as we go along. So the videos that I made with the PowerPoint notes, so just like I was giving you a lecture.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
Now, the videos, I don't make one big long video normally. So I kind of chunk them into smaller parts just for the sake of the files being small, so that you can stop and start. That's gotten easier over time, especially lately. Things have gotten better. With Zoom and YouTube, it's much, much easier to make videos. But anyhow, so there's that. Okay, then for each chapter, what I do is we give you a worksheet, okay? And the worksheet is to make sure that you're doing the lecture material. Okay, so you can go about it one of two, or there might be 3 different ways you can do it. So the worksheet, I give it to you in Word, not as a PDF. So if I give it to you in Word, what you can do is a couple different things. You could print it out if you have a printer or access to a printer, and write the answers in. And I'm a firm believer of, like, the more you write things out, the more pathways you create in your brain and the easier it is to remember. Most people need some sort of physical way for things to go into their head. Very few people have a photographic, like they can just read something and get it and learn it. So you can write on it and then take a picture of it and send it to me, or you can use your phone and scan it. So the way that you do that, you just go, if you have an iPhone, and I know you can do it with other other phones too, like Samsung. I know with the iPhone, what you do is you just go to the Notes app and you start taking pictures of it, and then it'll save all the pictures as a PDF. And then you can email that PDF to yourself, and then you can attach it here and submit it to me. Or you could just type your stuff in the Word file and save it and submit it. Does that make sense? Somehow you have to turn it in. I'm going to grade these. Most of the time I'm just grading them on completion, but I don't want you to just copy and paste things off the internet. I want you to put it in your own words. Does that kind of make sense?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay. All right. So then the next thing for each chapter is that there are quizzes with them. So the quizzes, I never used to do quizzes, but nowadays I'm just trying to make you engage with the material somehow because I can't see your faces. So you go in and it's just a D2L quiz. You don't have to do it in Proctor Track. You just go in. Yours is going to look different. Just go in and take the quiz. Oh shoot, what did I do? Okay. I put it. Oh. So if you go in and you just click on the quiz, and it'll open up, and you just go in and take it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So I try to do those things for every chapter. Some of the chapters, when it gets close to a test or something, they don't have a quiz. Like I don't have a quiz for chapter 5. No, I do, but I don't have one for chapter 4 for some reason. So just do what I have on here, and it's okay if there's not a quiz. And sometimes there's not a worksheet. Like if it's getting really close to a test, I want you to study and not do busy work. Well, not that this is necessarily busy work. The idea of this is to focus you on what you need to know. So, does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Once I get in the swing of things, it's a lot better. The first day's always kind of rough.
And yeah, and you look at it and it's so, to me, it's so overwhelming that you don't know where to start and you don't know, what's expected, and it's okay. We'll get through it. And if you have questions, just shoot me email. And if we need to talk, we can talk. That's fine. Another thing that I have on here, and people use this last semester, it really helped. So I don't know if it'll help this semester with your class or not, but I have this question and answer forum. So it's a thread, and people do post. Last semester, people would ask questions and other students would get it in there and people would be talking about things before I could even get to it. So that was a good way. Like if you go, where's her quiz for whatever, I can't find it. And somebody can say, oh, here's where it is. Or hold on, she said somewhere else this or whatever. Does that kind of make sense? Just as a way to communicate.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I mean, it worked last semester. People were answering stuff before I even knew it was there. So, and they were right. Like people weren't telling people wrong things or anything like that. Let's see. So for lecture, the thing that's going to be trickier for you guys is that you're going to have to go to 2D2L sites. You're going to have to check lecture one for one thing and lab on another site. I have that lecture material is due on Monday and lab stuff is going to be due on Sunday. So I did split it up to try to spread out the deadlines a little bit. Once lab starts meeting, the setup will be that we'll alternate weeks. So we'll give you, I think I sent an email with your groups, right? I gave everybody a group.
I think so. At least I have mine.
Yeah, I thought I did. Sometimes it, people drop an ad, so it gets a little bit mixed up, but I think I gave everybody a group. And if you don't know what it is, I have it in D2L, but I don't know if you guys can see that. But anyhow, so once lab starts meeting face to face, micro labs are set up different than the other science labs. So it's broken down into 2 1-hour and 15-minute labs instead of one big 3-hour lab. So when we do microbiology, usually what happens, things take about 24 to 48 hours to grow. So we're going to have you doing stuff, right? Growing bacteria, looking at it. So having a big 3-hour block just doesn't work very well. So if we do meet twice a week, it gives us more time to actually get stuff done. You can work on your own things. It's makes it better. So what we'll do is we'll alternate weeks. So if you're group 1, you'll come the first week, and then group 2 would come the following week. And the lab stuff that you'll be doing on the week, you're not face to face, it's virtual stuff, and we designed it to kind of complement what's going on in lecture and what you're actually doing in lab, so that when you come in, you'll have a better, hopefully you'll remember what you were doing, kind of thing. Which it worked out fine last semester, except that we got messed up because we didn't come back after Thanksgiving, but it's okay. So exams are going to be online. We're going to use ProctorTrack. Did you use that last semester? Did anybody use that?
I have used it. It is so stressful.
Okay, well, don't stress out. I know. Don't. I know it is stressful, but yeah, it's just. Go ahead.
I've used it too.
Yeah, it is stressful. I know it's stressful for me too. So the idea behind it is so that we know you're the person taking the test and that you're just not Googling the answers. As long as if somebody goes through or makes noise in the room, it's going to flag it, but it's going to be really obvious that you're not cheating. So, I used it in all my classes last semester. I didn't have most things that people that were flagged were not, I can look at it and say, oh, look, that's somebody's roommate yelling in the background or whatever. That's easy. It's not a big deal. It's like, if somebody does something really blatant, right? Like they cover up their video, their webcam, and then I can't see them taking the test, or if somebody Googles something, or, something like that. So don't, little things will happen and it'll flag it, and it's not a big deal. We know, we can look at it and go, oh, look, I told them yesterday, a person that was in the class there was a picture that had a monkey. It was a monkey face behind her. And ProctorTrack thought there was another person in the room because of the artificial intelligence, the AI, like it's screening for faces. So that came up a whole bunch of flags. Well, I can look at it and go, oh, that's not a real person giving them answers. So just, do your best, and it's okay. We don't sit and watch. I don't watch everybody take it. And most of it's artificial intelligence, unless there's some flag that comes up that says, oh, look, there's another person in the room. And then I'll look at it and go, oh, look, there's a monkey face, whatever. So it's all right. I know it is stressful, but it's okay. We're just trying to make sure that it's an even playing field. We're trying to make sure that people that trying to eliminate cheating as much as we can, which is hard. Let's see, what else? Can you think of other questions?
I do have one question. So last semester I did use Proctor Track, and I do not know what happened. Because using Proctor Track, you have to like share your screen, share your audio and everything right away. Well, my keyboard stopped working halfway through. So I wasn't able to get credit for that exam, but I wasn't sure how you would handle it, like if that were to happen again. I don't think it will because I got a different computer, but it was like really heartbreaking.
So they didn't let you. Well, what I would do is you would tell me what happened, and then we can go back and we can pull we can pull the file. I had something like that happen, and I gave her another chance to take a different exam.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was like, I have like PTSD from Proctor Track now.
Yeah. No, what we did is like what I had, one thing said one thing, one thing said the other thing. So it was like, well, I always learn to err on the side of the student, right? So I gave her an alternative exam to take.
Okay.
Yeah. I try to be fair, right? So, oops, wait a minute, somebody's in the waiting room. Okay. I know. Hello. Oops, wait, she's not in there yet. Actually, okay. Hello. The idea is that we would do these on Wednesday afternoons because we have lab on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I was thinking on Wednesday afternoons, I'll try to answer questions about content or logistics stuff if you're having problems with that. Hopefully this time, if this time doesn't work, we can reschedule. If nobody ever shows up, then I'll find a different time to do it. Once things start going face to face, I am in lab way more, right? Right now I'm not there, obviously, but I have biotech labs too that are meeting. So it's harder to find a time to Zoom.
I have a question. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear the wind back there, but I think I signed up for labs on Mondays and Wednesdays, but I don't know. This whole thing has been kind of awful.
No, you're right. Oh, shoot, you're right. Oh, wait a minute, I'm looking at it wrong. Okay, I'm looking at my schedule now. You're right. Oh, shoot. Okay, so I have two different sections. Yeah, you guys have to call me out on that. You're right. So this isn't going to work. Oh, shoot. Duh. Okay. This doesn't work, does it?
I was like,
I'm glad you said something because I'm in. Okay, so I have my schedule this semester is messed up, or it's just different. And what gets me, and this is bad. Once in the fall, I teach micro labs on Tuesdays and Thursdays. In the spring, I teach it on. No, wait, I don't know. It's just all messed up. It's just different. So usually I alternate between days in semesters. This semester, it's even worse. Okay, so I have. All right, so if you are in my lecture, I have lab on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 to 11:15. Mrs. Josic has lab on Mondays and Wednesdays, and one is from 1 to 2:15, which would be this time. So I need to reschedule this. This isn't going to work. And then the other one is Monday and Wednesday. She has another lab on Monday and Wednesday from 2:30 to 3:45. So that's not going to work. And then the 12-week session that starts, I have lab on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1. All right, I'll figure it out. I'll figure out a better time. Because if you have Maria, you're in lab at this time, so you can't be here.
That's, yeah, so I'm having
Oh,
kind
that's good. Okay. It fit with my schedule, but doesn't fit with her schedule. Okay. Oh, I'm glad you said something, Morgan.
So do you know if she's doing a lab Zoom right now, or?
No, because we just set them up to be, I don't know if she's doing like I know she has question and answers and she has office hour kind of thing, but I don't think she's doing lab in Zoom right now because we just set it up to be virtual. Unless I missed something, because you guys just noticed that I missed this.
So, okay, I have another question because
Yeah.
on like my self-service, it says everything's online, and my one professor said it's just because like everyone's online right now because of COVID. So if we ended up going back to school, I guess my lab would be from 1 to 2:15 on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But it should say, okay, so let me go. I have access to her class on D2L, so let's go there and see what's happening. So if you are in section, this is, and like the dates aren't right in D2L, and all right, so this is our lecture, right? And then this is lab for Mrs. Joseph. Okay, so here's her stuff. So this is 03, right? Lab 03. So this is the one that's Monday and Wednesday from 1 to 2:15. No, she's not. It's all online right now. It looks like she did a Zoom. She did a Zoom last night to help people get situated with D2L. And then that's it, I think. What do you think? It doesn't look like she has a Zoom scheduled for, let's see, I can go in here and look. Yeah, there's nope, she's not Zooming for lecture. So
Okay.
that's what I thought, but I just wanted to double check because I just screwed up the other thing. Yeah, so she's not Zooming. So for lab, for the first couple weeks, it's just gonna all be using the Connect stuff. And it's cool, actually, the Connect labs, I think they're cool. So if you guys go, no, wait, I probably can't get to it from here. Nope, because it's in the lab part. So I need to change this. So I'll change it. I don't know what I'm going to change it to. Maybe that's why Maria made hers 8 at night, right? So if you go to lab, has anybody tried to get into Connect?
Yes, I actually started some of the Connect lab assignments, like the hand washing and stuff.
I just think I mean, so when you get into Connect, okay, we set it up this semester so that it would be you only have to use one, you only have to log into D2L to get into the other stuff. So you don't have to log into another website. So once you get in through D2L and you initially get Connect set up, the virtual labs will be right in D2L. So I think to me, they're cool. You just have to be patient with them. I used them in the summer, and this company had virtual labs before. They've had them for a long time. And oh shoot, what's the software? There's software that they used to make things interactive, and it became obsolete. So they had to update it, and they just updated it. So most of the things are we're one of the first classes to use it. So if we find a mistake, we're going to let them know. But it works. I think it works pretty well. Let's see if it'll actually, you just go in there and you launch. Oh, but I'm not seeing this. I'm seeing my version of it. So, but you go in, the only big thing about it that I found, because I'm not very patient with clicking, is you just have to take your time and click through everything and follow the directions. I'm also not very good with the mouse. So, but you guys are younger than me, so you're probably better at it. Shoot, you can't see, I can't see the student view right now, but it works really well, and it goes almost perfectly with what we do in lab face to face. So it's worth it for, I mean, it's $50, but we don't make you buy a lab manual. So I think it's worth it. It works. If you have problems and it doesn't seem to be working, let me know so I can tell them. So we set that up so you're going to work through that, and then each one pretty much has a quiz with it. What else? Can you think of anything else?
No, I think that's all.
Okay. I'm glad you said something, because I have it all right in front of me, but honestly, our schedules this semester are feel so convoluted with all the different variations and not knowing when we're actually going to be there, and it's just kind of interesting. Okay, Bailey, you put yes, me too. What else? What was that in reply to?
That I used Connect. I got on there and I did the hand washing and the other ones.
Okay. And it felt okay, like you could figure it out?
Yeah, for the most part. The first one was a little bit confusing because once you go through it, it tells you like to print this paper, but when you print it, it doesn't really make sense, but I figured it out.
All right. I don't know that you even need to print it, because I can see when you've completed it. All right, I'll find out more about that, because I'm wondering what, like, I'm not going to collect those or anything, and I haven't given you a spot to, I'll talk to the McGraw-Hill people and see what they think. Because it says to print the completion certificate or something, right? And your answers.
Yes.
Yeah, when I was doing those, I just kind of skipped that part. All right, we'll come up with a plan for that. Yeah, so the big thing is going to remember to check both sites, the lecture and the lab. We try to keep everything kind of in a routine where you go, you know, there's a pattern, and the pattern is, I try to make it consistent so that you know what to expect when. Don't want it to be a big mystery, and if it ever seems like it's a mystery, it's because that's a mistake, right? So if you can't figure something out, let me know. I don't want it to be tricky. Even with test questions, that's not my style. I want you to think, but I don't want you to not be able to read the question. So if there's something that seems not right, just kind of reach out to me and say, I don't understand or something, because that's not what I try to do. I'm on your side. I want you to succeed. I want you to like this as much as I do. I know. Can you think of anything else? The syllabus, when you look at the syllabus, I would somewhere save it, or if you have a printer, print it out, because it does have exactly, kind of tried to Mrs. Joseph and I tried to kind of lay it out so that you could know and use that as a guideline. If things get switched around, if something else changes in the world, then we'll have to modify it, and we'll post an updated one. Yeah, we're going to have to be flexible, and I think the key right now for us is flexibility and communication. So I don't mind getting emails. I mean, I do this because I like to interact with you guys. So if you have a question or you see something cool in the news that's related to what's going on, I mean, everything in the world right now, science-wise, has microbiology is involved. So it's a cool time to be taking the class.
Okay, I have one more question.
Yeah.
So for whenever you reschedule the class, will it still be Monday, Wednesday?
Oh yeah, so those times will be, yes, those are set in stone. Yep. Yes, everything is set. Those times are all set in stone. The only thing that we have to figure out is like when they're actually going to let us be in the space, be on campus. So I don't, I guess the only things that could happen is that right now we're not there and we plan to be there. So the worst that could happen is they could say, you guys, you can't come back on campus. Okay, and then we'll just say, okay, this is how we're going to do it virtually. And this is the way it's going to be. So that's it. We're not going to change any dates, any meeting times. It'll just be whether we can be face to face or whether we can't be.
Okay, thank you. I was just wondering because I have my work schedule.
Yeah, yeah. We're not going to change that. No. And the goal is we'll be there February 8th. I initially thought February 1st, but I don't know. So I pushed it out another week just because I thought, well, this will be better. And no one's telling us a date. And you guys know, most of your friends, if you have friends that are in school, most of them aren't on campus. Nobody's meeting. Not many people are actually meeting face to face that I know of. Although somebody told me, Ship, you have the option if you want to go, you can go. So we're kind of unique in that we're still trying. Although Blue Ridge, okay, one of my sons has a class. His lab is meeting. And he started yesterday. So I guess it's in West Virginia though, right? What do you guys have any other questions?
Not right now that I can think of.
Okay. Well, once you get going, try it. Okay, try it. If something doesn't make sense, it might not make sense, and we can fix it. I'm glad you said something about the Monday, because this isn't going to work when Mrs. Joseph when we get in a couple weeks, right? This isn't going to work. This time isn't going to work. So I have to come up with a better time. Duh. I'm surprised she didn't catch it. All right, well, if you don't have any other questions, we'll end this. So when you're working last semester, when students were like taking their notes and going through the chapters, if they had a question, right? They would write it down somewhere or remember. And so then when we met the next week, they could say, oh, look, I was trying to answer this question, this learning objective. Okay, so the learning objective, I don't know, I can't get the file open right now. Okay, so they might have said, okay, I don't know, I couldn't find the answer to number 6. Do you mind talking about it now? Or let's talk about it now. Okay, so that's kind of the way that these things went. Like I didn't sit and lecture about it because the lecture videos are there, but after everybody went through it and then they might have had questions, then they could, when we had these question and answer sessions, they worked well if people brought questions that they had or something that wasn't clear. Because what I'll do is I'll hook my iPad up and I can write, and we'll share that. I can write on the screen and open up the PowerPoint notes and stuff. And so it works pretty well to do it that way. We'll get into the real stuff, cool stuff, right?
I think I just realized what was
Yeah.
happening. So is this just like office hours right
Yeah,
now?
it's called, I call it a question and answer because when I call it an office hour, nobody comes. So, and because we have office hours, doing them virtually, if I have, okay, so when I do office hours face-to-face, if somebody's there and they come in my office, I can talk to them about what they need. But if 10 people show up for office hours and they're all from a different class and they're all sitting in Zoom together, that's just really hard to manage. So what I did is I've taken the office hours and I've kind of chunked them into these parts where if you have questions, you can come to this specific time that it's designated for your class. Yeah, so basically it's more like specific office hours.
Okay, I was really confused. I thought we were doing lecture on this Zoom and like
nope, I'm not making you do that.
okay, because I was like, I had everything ready and I was like, okay, I think we're gonna like, because like in the past I've had professors come on and they do like they show their PowerPoint and they explain it and stuff like that.
No, I'm not doing that. So I have them, everything is asynchronous, right? So what I've done for those, if you get in here and you go to chapter 1, I just recorded them. So basically that is what these are. Okay, and instead of you guys sitting there and watching me do it with Zoom, I recorded it. So you can do it when you need to do it, and you can rewatch it or whatever you need to do. So I did these, I don't know, maybe, I've been trying to do micro lectures online. People have been asking for them for a couple of years. So I started doing it kind of, it's asynchronous is what they call it. So instead of having to come to the class and watch me do it, they tried to discourage us from doing that because they said it's not necessarily fair because not everyone has the same access. So I have these saved. I know this semester a lot of people like math classes are doing that. I think anatomy, did Mrs. Beidel do it that way? Yeah, so these are more like office hours to help you after you go through the material.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not lecturing on Zoom.
I was so confused.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's okay, but this is nice because I'm sure I'll be on here a lot.
Yeah. Sorry. Maybe I should explain that more clearly somewhere else.
I think I'm just not the best at reading directions.
Well, it's hard, and I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to understand all of it. And there's so many variables right now that everybody is doing it a different way. Like even I'm like, oh no, I don't know what you're doing. But the other teachers, right? Is that an option? You know? Yeah, I'm not Zoom lecturing. But I'm definitely willing to go over after you guys go through it. and you don't understand something, I will do whatever I can to make sure that you get it. And I just hook my iPad up and I can Zoom and share my iPad screen and write on it. And I can open up the slides or whatever we need to do. So it seemed to work last semester. All right, you guys okay? Sorta?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you feeling relieved that you don't have to sit for a Zoom lecture? No wonder you were trying to understand, like, how am I doing a lecture at the same time that you have lab?
Yes, because now it makes sense. I was just really worried because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to tell my boss, and like now I'm gonna have to be out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
No, nope. No. So I guess I should try to make that more clear. Although there's only 5 of you here, so only 5 people showed up for it. All right, I'll try to make sure everybody understands. I could.
Another part of it, I was wondering why there was only 5 people in here.
Yeah, well, that's yeah. It's hard. There's so many different variables right now. It's just it's a moving target that we're just doing our best. Make sure everybody can do what they need to do. It's all right. I think other people, did you email me about that? Somebody else emailed me about it and was like, well, I have my work, but maybe it was, I don't know if it was you or not.
I don't think so.
It's all right. Just keep communicating with me and we'll be okay. We'll get through it. Send me an email. If we need to talk, we can talk, and I'll set up a different time for this. And I can always record it. And we'll come up with a plan. It'll be all right. We'll get you through it. And you'll learn, because it's cool. It's neat stuff. Okay, right? So have a good day. Stay warm. Yesterday was nice out, and today it's kind of yucky, huh? Have a good day, and I'll save this and post it. So if you talk to somebody and they were like, I didn't go, I'll save it and post it so they can watch it or listen to it. All right, so have a good day. Thanks for coming. At least I had somebody to talk to.
All right. Take care. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.